Hi everyone, I'm Pao, and today I'm going to show you guys how to build this pivot lamp. I would recommend you to use it for your work desk to keep your work desk organized. You can put your thumb drives, SD cards, or even your writing instruments within the ring base. And for those of you who want to use the same LED as I have, link is in the description below. Alright, let's start with today's build. For hardwares, we need 5 zip ties, one M3 by 50mm, two 35mm, one 30mm, two 20mm, and one industrial spring, which I will link in the description as well. Lastly, all the metal and nylon washers with Nyloc Nuts. Next up, the tools. M3 Allen key, M3 screwdriver, pair of scissors, and pliers. Next are the print parts. For the infill, make sure that you are printing around 60% because it has many mechanical parts. Here I'm just setting up so that you guys know which print part and which hardware I'm using at a specific step. Alright, first we take the ring base and notice that there is 2 slots for Nyloc nuts. Just slot the nuts in. Next, take the pivot holder and attach it to the ring base this way. Next, prepare 2 M3 by 20 bolts by slotting 1 metal washer and 2 nylon washers through the bolt. Next, slot the bolts into these 2 holes and slightly tighten them. Should look something like that. Alright, next we are going to place the LED holder onto the assembled base. First we take the 30mm bolt and the 50mm bolt, and then we are going to slot the metal washers in. Next, we are going to slot them into these 2 holes. Place your finger on these 2 bolts so that they wouldn't slide out. Slot 2 metal washers in and then the LED holder. Another 2 metal washers. Next, place the Nyloc nut onto the shorter bolt. Get the industrial spring and place it on the longer bolt. Lastly, place a metal washer and a Nyloc nut on the longer bolt. Okay, next we can slightly tighten them. Please check that after tightening, the movement is smooth and not too tight for you to move it around. Slot the plates into the base. Alright, next we are going to mount the LED onto the base. Put the assembly into this position so that it's easier for you to work on. Now just take the 5 zip ties and slot it into the 5 slots as seen here. Tighten them. And please check the pivot movement after you have tightened, as the LED strip may obstruct any movement if you have not done it properly. Next, we are going to wire the LED end of the wire. Make sure there is a loop like this. The wires should go around the inner perimeter of the ring base. And after coiling, it should look something like that. So for some of you, you may encounter this problem whereby your button is too thick. So what you have to do now is to remove 1 or 2 plates depending on the thickness of your button. Alright, after doing so, just recoil again. Next, we are going to place 1 metal washer and 2 nylon washers onto the remaining M3 by 35mm bolt. Once you are done, take the assembly and slot in the Nyloc nuts like so. Next, we just have to tighten the bolts to the Nyloc nuts that we have just placed in. Alright, last part is to cut off all the zip ties. And we are done! And we have come to the end of the video. If you guys have interesting ideas, please comment below and I'll see you next time. Bye!